Hello. Welcome to Clash of the Podcast, episode 60. Clash of the Podcast is a show where everything pro wrestling and next to me, Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, we connect and we are going to talk all the latest and greatest in professional wrestling. Um, Sean gives his opinions, I give mine. You can find both of our content on these channels. Everything Pro Wrestling's on YouTube. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly's on YouTube. All the descriptions for Sean are down below. He's got a great Threadless page if you want some merch. He's wearing some cool merch right now. I'm just rocking the plain tee tonight. Just came back from the gym. Feeling good. Feeling swole, though. It was arm day. Let's get it. Nice. And yeah, we're going to talk some pro wrestling. And I hope you guys are answering in the chat. I posted a little poll in there for one of the discussions we're going to talk about. I think that's going to be the leading discussion. And
you okay, Conrad? It looks like
I feel like I'm supposed to say something, but I always forget when I do the intro.
Come on, we have this wonderful background. All of our wonderful people are here to listen to us, and you forget again. You got to get it together, man. You're the best in the world, but for some reason, this always escapes you. But as always, I got your back. Conrad! My brother from another mother. Drop that thing.
Folks, we are live. Big shout out to Jesse from the Pro Wrestling Shoot giving us this cool background. I told him he gave me NWO vibes with the lights flashing a little bit. So much love to him. So if you see any little choppiness, little freezing, I'll be yelling at StreamYard for it. But I'm glad that you guys are here with us. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us tonight. No, it's a late start time. We're back next week at the mothership time of 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. Mark it down. We're back. Episode 61, back at 6:05. Sean, tell these fine folks about about your teeth here, brother. How you feeling?
I don't know, man. I'm feeling good. They look whiter. They look cleaner. They feel cleaner. They feel whiter. I'm really fired up about it. No cavities. They said that I have a little scratch on my gum, which is causing a little discomfort, but they checked me out, gave me a full x-ray and all that good stuff. No cavities, no inconsistencies. I'm excited, man. Going to a successful doctor or dental visit with no hang-ups is always a blessing.
That's a dub every time you can get one of those.
Yes, sir.
For those in the chat, I hope you guys are rocking and seeing what we have in there right now. I had posted a little poll. You know what? I think I'm going to end up asking someone what the results were. I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes to indulge in that one.
That you posted a poll? Pause.
I posted a poll in the chat. See, it's POLL, play. So I know what I said. A poll. And I'm interested to hear what people's thoughts were on this. So make sure you guys let me know. Let's get
on a side note, I haven't done this in a long time. A long time. Probably in the whole history of our show. But I think I'm back to being the sexiest big man in the game again. Like, I was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was feeling myself. My girl kind of gave me some love today, too. But I'm kind of feeling myself today, bro. Like, it's one of those days.
There ain't nothing wrong with feeling yourself. You know what? If you don't love yourself, who else is gonna?
Amen. You know? Let's get into it.
Sean was first one in here. He's got the first message up in here. He let us know early.
Yeah.
But he is ready to bring a great show. My man Doug's in the chat. He said tried to get in the first comment and Hubs beat me to it. Doug, what next week, bro? Next week. You got this.
Man. Sorry, it's all love, brother.
He said, hopefully the dentistry went well. Another delayed start to the favorite part of my Mondays, Clash of the Podcast. Back next week at 6:05, so no worries.
Yes, sir.
Quills, I saw Quills comment when I was at the grocery store earlier. I was checking on things. He said, what's up, Conrad and Sean? Chat, sir. Quills is back again with two of my favorite bros, CJ and Hubbs, for episode 60 of the Mitch Morris edition of Clash of the Podcast. Let's get it. Now, listen. I don't have nothing to say about them Buffalo Bills this week. I'm disappointed. I know we're going through injuries and it's a little rough patch right now, but get it together. BJ says, sparkle, sparkle, bling, bling, shiny teeth ain't nothing but a thing for the Clash of the Podcast team. Happy Monday. Hope it's been a good day.
I like that, BJ. I like that. Joel, my God.
Shout out to Joel in the chat, man. Got to show him some love, too. Says, yo. What's up, Joel?
Let me interject, man. Like, Joel, this dude is a busy guy, man. I'm not going to put all his business on Front Street because he's a very humble guy as well. But this dude is super busy. And for him to show up every Monday, all of you guys, like, we know you guys don't just sit around twiddling your thumbs all day. We appreciate y'all, man, for real.
That's a fact. I will co-sign that. By the way, that was my B-Rad impression. That'll never happen again. Yeah, we can't be referencing B-Rad on here. Did I go to the movie theater to see that when I was younger? I think I did. Remember that? You just go see bad movies like that? Like,
I'm not gonna cap. I saw that on video.
Yo, me and my wife's first ever date when we were like young in high school was Biker Boys.
Oh, nice.
I'll always remember that. No. There's a bad situation with that. That movie was It was rough.
Well, I'm giving you love, bro, for remembering that. That's awesome. You and your wife's dating back in the day. You remember details like that. I'm sure she appreciates that.
Darn right. Let me see here. I swear I was the only one who saw Malibu's Most Wanted.
No, you weren't.
Everybody.
No, you weren't.
Is that a swatch? Everybody's seen that. I saw Malibu Most Wanted too. Don't be hating.
So good.
Look at Quill's new Conrad dropped that thing.
That's right.
I like it. Vinny's in the house. Sean, I'm gonna let you take this one.
Vinny, appreciate you. The only Vinny I like. Hey guys, good weekend. Steelers dub. Good Sunday service. Amen. Hallelujah. My service was good too. Hope y'all had a good one. God bless you. God bless you too, Vinny. We appreciate you, man.
Yo, love it, bro. You got me out here laughing so hard, but I love it. I'm feeling it, Vinny. Ray, welcome back. TNA, feels so right. That's the poll that's in the chat, Sean. We got some votes coming in, and I don't see one negative one yet about that name return. We're going to get into that a little deeper here. Everybody's saying you were not alone. Steelers won, Buckeyes won. What a weekend for football. Hey, dub's a dub, baby. I can't complain. Just bring back that Legends Championship title. About that now.
Look, all I know is this, man. TNA brings back good memories, and we can get a little nostalgia going. I'm down for it.
Okay, interesting. Joe says, "Great team right here." Easy E in the house. What's good, E? Rob, smile. Now, I had an argument with someone the other day, and they did not know who made that song. Do you know who sings that song?
I don't.
Hall and Oates. You will respect Hall and Oates. That's some 80s for you. Good group.
I respect it.
Our girls in the chat.
Jocelyn, appreciate you in the building.
Jocelyn, what is good? Restart the stream if you can't see the poll. It's blank for me. Hope y'all refresh. Get
Restart
it in.
the stream if you can't see the poll. Hey, yo.
Hey.
Fine.
I'm gonna let you get McKinney too. Get your dog McKinney.
Appreciate you. McKinney in the building, always sending me wonderful nuggets of information and encouragement on Instagram. I appreciate you, my G. I'm here to talk wrestling. Let everyone know if you are a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remaining a G until the moment you expire. You know what it is. Let's go. I like that.
Always. I feel like McKinney used to rap in Another Time or something.
Yo, I feel like you rapped Another Time, and we're still waiting for you to drop 8 bars right quick.
I I'm old, man. I leave this to the young kids now, man. If you need some guidance or you want some opinions, I'll help out. But
If you need some gut, let me tell you something. When you age yourself like that, you age me too. We are in our 30s, not in our 50s. Stop doing that.
I know, man. But we came from a different era, man. LL Cool J
That's
was,
a fact. That's a fact.
yeah. LL Cool J was on the brink of retirement. Now everybody trying to bring us back.
Okay, touche. I got to give you that. That's true.
You remember details like that, so they know you remember everything. Got to play it right. Facts. That's why I'm everything pro wrestling. I remember a lot of that stuff too. Why I don't know. Hold up, Orlando Jones and Lawrence Fishburne were great in Biker Boys. It was a switch.
I love it. I love it.
Yo, Battle League, what's good, bro? What's good, man? Make sure you check him out if you guys like battle raps and such. My guy from Philly, show him some love in the chat. I can't go for that. No can do. See, VJ knows Hall and Oates. That'll be on the playlist. Listen, yo, I know the NYC cats love some Hall and Oates. Don't front on me now. Don't front on me.
Never.
So listen, we had Bound for Glory, Sean. Let's start with the little Bound for Glory, little BFG, man. What did you think of what they were able to accomplish this night, man? We had the Hall of Fame duo of Mike Tenay and Don West going into the Hall of Fame, inducted by our boy Scott D'Amore. Any thoughts that you want to give, brother? It's yours, floor right now.
Well, I mean, Mike Tenay and Don West were amazing in TNA. They really kind of set the stage for what we know today is what Impact is all about. Obviously, TNA is on the horizon again. I mean, I really enjoyed Don West. Rest in peace. I enjoyed Mike Tenay. I said last week he was a little bit too rich for my blood as it relates to like too much detail. But at the end of the day, nothing wrong with being educated in your craft. So I salute him. I salute Don West. Rest in peace. And one thing that came to my mind was that one time that Don West turned heel on Mike Tenay. That was one of the best moments.
That was when he was with Red, right? Amazing Red.
Yes, I love that. That was really cool. So very well deserved Impact Hall of Fame induction. And I'll say this. This is very important. I hope the Impact Hall of Fame or TNA Hall of Fame, whatever it turns out to be, remains. You know, I hope that when the inevitable happens, which we all think might happen, where WWE might engulf them, hopefully not anytime soon, because it has been 20 years, give them credit. But I'm hoping that if that time comes, that WWE will acknowledge the Don West and Mike Tenays of the world, because they deserve it. And I hope that they don't just go by the wayside, similar to the way that some WCW Hall of Famers did not get their just due when WCW went out of business. People don't remember. There was a WCW Hall of Fame. And there are some WCW Hall of Famers that would get inducted around Slamboree time. That was one of their pay-per-views. They did the Hall of Fame. And a lot of those Hall of Famers from WCW are not in the WWE Hall of Fame. And I think that's a tragedy. So I hope that doesn't happen with TNA.
Same. Tracy Brooks also went in. I thought that this was a feel-good person to put in. Tracy Brooks probably won't get the credit that is deserved for the women from beforehand. There was a time, Sean, when they really didn't let women get in the ring and wrestle too much. The Knockouts division changed that. Tracy Brooks, manager of Bobby Roode at one point, married to Kaz now. I mean, shout out to Tracy Brooks, man. She was very loyal to Impact's brand, I'll say.
I struggle with this one, respectfully. I'm going to put a lot of respect on it just so it's known that I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just struggle with this one. Gail Kim, Mickie James, Awesome Kong, the Beautiful People. I mean, they transcended women's wrestling as it relates to TNA and Impact. I don't feel that way about Tracy Brooks. I mean, if you want to give it to her like as essentially like a lifetime achievement award, she was there for a very long time. I'll give her that. Again, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just don't feel it, if that makes any sense.
I just think that she was there before they were even allowed to wrestle. Okay. She was there like hanging beforehand. And maybe you know what I'm saying? Like they painted some people in the corner, some of them. Like there's a reason why Mickey James is like, well, I'm out then, you know? When she was Alexis Lurie, a lot of people don't know that. Like she was there beforehand and she just left.
Right.
Um McKinney dropping that juvenile high.
Uh,
Oh my goodness. Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know. Do you want to go through some of these matches here?
yeah,
How do you want to
we
do
don't have to go through all of them. I think we should obviously touch base on the main events, the women's title, the world title, and of course, the best wrestler alive today.
I was thinking of you because that's all I could think of. Let's get into I thought Saban and Kenta, I always like to show love to the X division. I thought Saban and Kenta had a really good matchup between the two of them. If you don't know, these are like light heavyweight legends in the game. Hold on, I gotta get that for you. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, light heavyweight legends in the game, man. Kenta and Saban, like if you would have put this on in 06, what a wild time this would have been.
Facts. Facts. Chris Sabin is like ageless, and so is Alex Shelley. I love them. Motor City Machine Guns are one of my favorite tag teams of all time in any promotion.
Yeah, they were the guns were nice back in the day, man. Motor City Machine Guns were unbelievable. Really good. I'm mixing these up, so if you guys think it's going in some kind of order, it's not. We had the Call Your Shot Gauntlet Battle Royal. We had some surprises in this. We had Juventud, the Juice. The Juice showed up. I was like, is that Juventud Guerrera? We needed Mike Tenay on commentary to be like, Juventud Guerrera comes from us from AAA. Like, that's all I think of when I hear Mike Tenay. I think of WCW Nitro, the Cruiserweight division. You don't know what you're missing when Juventud gets in the ring. And that was my brother's favorite wrestler. So I always just think of that time. I don't know why. Just us chilling in our rooms, the two beds, just like, yo.
Or as Mr. Pereira would say, he played football at Tijuana State University.
yo, these boys were bugging. Hoovy was in there. Sonny Kiss showed up. You don't know who shows up in these. I was happy for Sonny.
Yeah, I have no problem. I mean,
I thought Sonny Kiss did the thing too. Like when Sonny Kiss was out there, Sonny Kiss got more time than we probably saw in total of the AEW time on screen. Like in total.
Agreed.
I was happy though. Sonny Kiss crushed it. Matt Cardona came out with the little Indiana Jones, representing the Indies still. He came back. He did a great job as a heel in this. Like, I want to boo him so badly every time I see him. Like, I am not a Cardona.
He is so talented.
Yeah, and him rocking the guy on your shirt, that Macho Man crown. Oh, I get real mad when I see that. I'm like, oh. But he's a fan, though. Man, so good, dude. But in the end, it came down to Jordan Grace and Bully Ray, and Jordan Grace put him away.
Yeah. Good job. Good job by Bully Ray not grandstanding on that one. That was the right decision for business. I like that.
Yeah, and I had this argument with people the other day. Like, it wasn't really an argument; it was a discussion more so about like why did Jordan Grace win this? Like, I thought that, and I had to explain like it's a mix of the different divisions, like the women's divisions in this, the tag division, the main event scene. Like everybody's in this battle royal. And I thought it was nice that they mix it up. Impact's trying to stand out. They're trying to do something different. The last time they tried to have a Tessa Blanchard moment where she won the world title, it backfired on them.
That's true.
It was a whole debacle, we'll just say. Quills is saying Bound for Glory was a very, very enjoyable show. Dare I say fantastic, good, great matches from start to finish.
Agreed. It was a good show. They showed themselves to be viable.
Listen, you get no complaints from me on this show. McKinney says he's not giving it an A. I'm going like A- for them. I thought it was good.
You can't compare it to WWE or AEW. You know what I'm saying? Like, just look at the show independently, on its own, on an island, and I think you'll say it was a good show.
For those wondering, the women's Knockouts tag team match looks like it got recorded and they're going to show it at a later time. I don't know when, where, how, but
But you see,
I was disappointed they did that.
that's what brings it back to what the problems are. You can't do that. You have to find a way to get everybody on. Like
Crazy
it
though,
comes,
Sean, they ended like 15, 20 minutes early. They really could have probably put that on.
it comes across as bush league, Conrad. That's the problem. A great show comes across as bush league when stuff like that happens. What's the only thing you remember from Halloween Havoc '98?
That it got messed up when it went off the air.
You don't
Touche.
remember that, and I'm saying the word epic, and that's a big word. That epic match between Bret Hart and Sting, that really good match between Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. You don't remember
Was
none of
that
that.
Goldberg DDP? Was
Goldberg,
that year?
Goldberg DDP was the main event, but it got cut off.
Man, yo, DDP should have won there too, for the
Right.
record.
You know what I'm
Just
saying? But
saying.
that's, like I said, there was so many good matches. Juventud, we just talking about Juventud, Disco
The
Inferno.
juice.
You know,
Don't bring that up. There is a funny spot. Oh, I wish my brother was in the chat because he would laugh right now. I can't even say it because we'll get in trouble. But there is a funny spot during the headbutt that Disco. So remember the old guy bounced off the ropes, headbutt into the guy's crotch area.
right.
Go back and listen. If it's not the edited version, WWE might have edited this, but go listen to Hoovy after that spot, and you will hear him, and you will start laughing every time. And my brother always remembered that. I'm like, why do you remember that? He's like, I have no idea, but I just remember that spot and when Hoovy yelled.
No doubt.
Craziness. In other tag team action, though, on this card, we had the Rascals versus ABC. When I tell you that they lit this bad boy up, they definitely did. I predict ABC to be the guys who they should be trying to get into their main event scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way you could complain about Ace or Chris Bay. Like there's no, what are you gonna say about these dudes?
And to your
Like
point, that's the only reason in my mind, that they could have conceivably lost this match. There better be better plans ahead. That's the only reason they. I mean,
oh no, there's better. Well, you're talking about the Rascals losing.
The Rascals.
Yeah, the Rascals. Fam, they crushed it too. They proved why they belong. Trey Miguel's been doing great for a while.
Yes.
Show them some love. But ABC walk out the new champs. The Monsters Ball match. Yo, is this the only Monsters Ball match with no blood ever? Like something fell off in this too. I don't know why or what it was.
Only thing I'm happy about is that the guy I said was going to win in a huge upset was the one who won. I said
PCO, and PCO was rumored to be leaving. That's why no one picked him.
Right. Except me, because I'm smart.
Right?
No, more because I'm lucky.
Derek, don't come in here hating, bro. I see you already in the chat. I see you in the chat hating, D. Cut it out. Best wrestler live today. Christian was there.
That's
still
funny.
crushing it, man. Still crushing it. Surprises that weren't Tommy Dreamer. Yeah, I was glad Tommy Dreamer was not in that battle royal. As quoted by someone once on my podcast, Tommy Dreamer is the worst battle royal surprise you could get. The legend Tommy Dreamer's here. But this is where I'm going to let Sean shine. Sean tells you guys every single week about this man. And he delivered once again. You may not listen. You may be into Hulk Hogan. That's fine. You may be into like Sting, the big glorious entrances, but when Will Ospreay or Mike Bailey are on your screen, you cannot look away. Impact Wrestling had their match of the year, I feel, with this matchup.
100%. Well, first of all, let me start because I always talk about Will Ospreay. Let's give some respect to Speedball. Dude is really, really good. I mean, he is really, really good. And this wasn't, Will Ospreay, even though he could. It wasn't Will Ospreay going out there having a match with a broom, as the old catchphrase would be. And like I said, he could. Will Ospreay has that ability. But that wasn't what this was. This was a 5-star match across the board. Speedball did his thing. And once again, I've been telling you guys for a long time, in the world of grappling in 2023, there is not a better practitioner than Will Ospreay.
Shout out to Deanna in the chat. I see you.
I appreciate you, my guy Derek. I see you.
I see you. I see people talk about that Hoovy juice. Yo, when they tried to have him impersonate The Rock, oh man, yo, don't WCW from '99 to 2000. What were we doing? What were we doing? I love it. TNA seems to be the only place where gender doesn't matter because Bully was on 10 with his ish. Yeah,
Yes, he was.
Bully always does a good job putting people over though. Like I don't know. Lately with him, I've been okay with him more lately. Like okay. Prince Rockstar in the chat. TNA about to take that second spot away from AEW. You're gonna need some signings first. I ain't gonna go that far yet. We'll talk about it.
They had a good night.
Wow, Sean is brutally honest. That was a spinning back kick of honesty in the mouth.
I'm responding to the comment was they're about to take AEW spot. Let's pump our break. Impact had a really good night.
That's what Sean was telling you to do.
Let's take it easy. Pump the brakes a smidge.
Yo, I love this match too. The Knockouts World Championship, Trinity and Mickie James. Trinity and Mickie James came out. I thought both ladies looked phenomenal. They were in great shape. They came out to show everybody why this is the best women's wrestling division in North America. People, you could say it's NXT. You could try to argue it's the WWE. You could try to argue it's AEW. That's fine. But I think you have to put them in the contention of having one of the best women's wrestling divisions. Nobody is viewed as a joke. Their matches don't get cut for time. They main event pay-per-views.
Yes, they do.
They main event their weekly shows often because that's where they stood out in the Knockouts division. This was a great match, and I love the finish. Trinity locking in her submission, holding Mickie James. Mickey's fighting, and she eventually has to tap out, and then she holds her in that same position, lets go of the pressure, and gives her the kiss and the pat on the head, and Mickie walks away a little distraught, but shows respect still. I love it. It's Trinity's time. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this.
And I think that it's definitely a passing of the torch with the torch not technically being passed, if that makes any sense. Like, it definitely was like a sign of the times, and I think Mickie did a great job, and I think Naomi is really asserting herself as one of the players in women's wrestling.
Preach. And let's take one quick look here at the main event. Sean, to say I was shocked again would be an understatement.
Nothing to be shocked about, man. I told you what was going to happen.
Josh Alexander, though, is like they were treating him like he is their version of Kurt Angle. I'm going to try and say this politely without disrespecting him because I know he's his own wrestler, but he was their guy. Like, he was up on that pedestal. Like, you're one, bro. And Alex Shelley, they seemed like they had an injury. Something happened. Give Alex the belt. He deserves it for a little bit. They have legitimized this reign by having him beat everyone. Macklin, now Josh Alexander. Like, Alex Shelley's that boy right now. Like, he's like, stop doubting me. I told you.
I'm trying, like, people on radio, can't see my face right now. I said, this is exactly what I said. Like, that belt is not going anywhere. This is Alex Shelley's time, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. People, he's going to lose the title. No, he's not. No, he's not. It's just not going to happen. Like, that dude is on fire right now. The Motor City Machine Guns are on fire right now, and I think that they should continue rolling. I love it.
Right?
By the way, you're going to love this. You're going to love this because, A, it's real, and B, it's a smidge of petty. Motor City Machine Guns are living the life right now on a smaller level that the Usos should be living right now. Think about it.
I'm not saying anything.
Take 2 seconds to think about what I just said. The Motor City Machine Guns, as they're currently being built in Impact, is exactly how they could have done the Usos in WWE.
And Jocelyn brings up a good point too. Going back to Jordan Grace, Bully Ray put her out of the ring in a battle royal years ago, and that was her redemption. Touche. This was phenomenal. The gauntlet shows that other people other than WWE can put on a good battle royal. Shelly Alexander is in my top 5 matches this year. I'm signing up for the shows on YouTube. We're about to get into that. I'm just trying to let me get some more comments in. Rascals ABC 8 out of 10. Quill says Will Ospreay, Mike Bailey, absolute 10 out of 10 match, no debate. BJ said it might be the only Monsters Ball that an actual monster won. Here comes Derek with his Will Ospreay. Come on, brava. Trinity Mickey James, 8 out of 10. Prince Rockstar, you can see what he said. Best in the world, Will Ospreay. Ospreay Speedball was 6 stars. Amazeballs from Deanna. Josh Alexander, Alex Shelley was 9 out of 10. I thought that was a really good match. I loved it. I loved the count. They wrestled in that match. Like, that was some Bret the Hitman Hart British Bulldog wrestling, like hold for hold, grabbing your toe. I got you. Really good. Ospreay Speedball was like watching the Flash versus Quicksilver. That match was 0 to 100 miles until the bell rang, till it ended. I was tired of watching. Knockouts are the best overall women's division, Deanna says. Good match, but felt kind of off a little. Was this their first time in the ring together? Not a fan of the crotch and camera view. Ooh, my goodness. Knockouts second to the Women of Stardom. Hey, Stardom's a good promotion too. Let me see here. Alex Shelley deserves his praise. He's not transitional.
Deanna knows what she's talking about. I like Deanna.
Deanna watches a lot of Impact. We are shout out to the insiders. They cover Impact often, and Deanna is a mod in their chat, so she knows. McKinney says Naomi ended the rodeo, right? Mickey said that she would retire if she lost the title. She had to drop it. I don't know if Mickey's gone yet, and there's a reason why. And we haven't even gotten to the main thing. Tell the Usos to stop drinking. Yeet. Come on now, McKinney. Come on now. WWE is shooting themselves in the foot for disrespecting Trinity all this time now. She's rightfully thriving as Impact champion. She bet on herself. That was Sean's point, I think, earlier. But so we have all this extra time that we talk about matches that got cut and everything else, Sean. And then we get this beautifully done, like, cinematic kind of angle. I'm like, what's happening here? People are coming out of water and running through the woods, and this was well done. Like, they must have spent some bread to do this.
Oh, they did a good job. Some backwoods area of Florida or Tennessee, but they did a great job.
Like Matt Hardy's house. For all I know, that Lake of Reincarnation. Kaz comes out with the what was it, a chest?
Chest.
Yeah. He comes out with like a chest, drops on the ground, and everybody's like, it looks like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Midnight Society's throwing smoke dust on it. I don't know what's happening. And then all of a sudden they were like, well, what's done has to be done. And it pops up. Boom. TNA Wrestling, we're back. All right, Sean, we got to ask the question in the chat. You guys can talk about this too. Try to give one overall concise thought here. I understand. Well, first, what does TNA need to do now, since they're going back to TNA Wrestling at Hard to Kill? So in 2024 is when it'll become TNA Wrestling. What do they need to do to separate themselves from where they've been, in your opinion?
They have to embrace nostalgia, but in a way that's not totally going back to what they did in 2010, or 2011. They recognizing the past, which I think that promo did beautifully, and then basically embracing the future with the elements of surprise and elements of respect for the industry that they created back when they started TNA. For me, TNA is a spinoff of NWA. Obviously, they were the NWA. They had the NWA title, all those type of things. You can't do the NWA title anymore, but what you can do is you can embrace that history. And that's what I think, even though some people don't like them, that's what Double J was about. That's what Sting was about. That's what Kurt Angle was about. That's what AJ Styles was about. And what we have to do now, if we're TNA, is we have to embrace that and bring in these people who have already made a name for themselves in Impact and just strap the rocket to somebody's back and carry that TNA banner, man. And you just have to make the right decision. And as much as I like Will Ospreay is not that guy. You have to have an Impact original to take that banner and to run into the next decade with that TNA banner on their back.
I think though, I personally feel like they need to sign somebody too. Though you need one or two signings that separate you. When did you start watching TNA wrestling, Sean? Do you remember?
I will never forget. My first TNA pay per view was Team Canada versus America's Most Wanted, main event, steel cage. I think it was Lockdown. It was one of the most fantastic events I've ever seen in professional wrestling, and that was, I believe, 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm. That for me, so I think I started watching in like 05, 06, like consistently. I had heard of it and I had seen it on like Fox Sports or whatever it was back then. You remember it had like the ticker and it would just come across a little bit back then. You would catch it here and there, but I never knew what time it came on or whatnot. And then eventually they got the deal on Spike. And then I was like, okay, I can watch this all the time now. And right. I would watch them. And I remember they signed first they got Sting to go up against Jeff Jarrett, and you knew some of the other names. I was like, oh, Sting's here. Sting was their legend, though. Okay, you got yourself a legend. Then they had Christian Cage come in. Christian was sick of the WWE. He came in. And then they got Kurt Angle, which I always feel bad for Christian because every time Christian goes somewhere, here comes someone else. It happened in AEW even. He's there, here comes Punk. Christian can't ever just get his moment in the sun because someone's following him. And Christian did great. He thrived there. And I think Kurt Angle has a lot of bangers in TNA wrestling that he doesn't get enough credit for. Like, some people forget that half of his history. He spent more time at one point in TNA than WWE.
This is true.
I'm just letting people know. Thank you, BJ. Fox Sports Net. Fridays at 3 p.m. I was hooked in them early days. It was definitely interesting. It was definitely interesting. And we talk about Mickie James going away and all these other things. Well, look who's on the cover of who they're promoting. Speedball Mike Bailey, Josh Alexander, Alex Shelley, Trinity, Steve Macklin, Deonna Purrazzo, Chris Sabin, Moose, Trey Miguel. They're on that banner for a reason.
As they should be.
Because let me tell you this, and a lot of people may hate me for this, but I understand why they got away from the name change, Sean. And I'm going to explain why.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone remember the day where TNA was done for you? Because I had a moment, I'm not going to lie, where I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
TNA was done for me when they brought in the Nasty Boys.
That was bad too. I just thought about that as soon as you said that.
I mean, I kind of understood them bringing about the Outsiders, X-Pac, Hogan.
Val Venis?
Yeah, I kind of understood Flair. Val Venis was iffy. I understood the nostalgic thing they were going for, but when they brought back the Nasty Boys, I was like, okay, this is enough. Like, this is not going to work.
Yeah. For me, it was when Dixie was hugging Hogan's leg and he said he was leaving or he was quitting, and I thought that embarrassed Dixie.
Yes, 100% it did.
I was done, and then I saw Bound for Glory was happening from Japan, and I was like, oh, they're doing something with New Japan. What's going on here? And it was just some like garbage show, and half the roster was like gone and released, and they were never the same to me again, Sean. And I stopped watching. I never saw Lashley. Drew Galloway. I never saw all those reigns that happened. I didn't come back until Matt Hardy and the brother Nero and all that stuff and the dilapidated boats. That's what got me to take a look again. And then I came back when it was like, Brian Cage, John Hennigan. I can't remember if that was his name, or Johnny Impact, excuse me. They had a bunch of different things. And I was like, okay, you had to change that name from TNA to Impact Wrestling. Number one, I hope you guys know TNA is a marketable name. I don't know what people think, but for some time, I always thought people would assume that it meant what TNA stands for. You know, Russo came up with that name years ago. I thought it was a bad marketing name. Now we went to Impact Wrestling, but people still call them TNA. And what you said made perfect sense to me, Sean. Right when we started talking about TNA wrestling, you said that's what people have been calling it. And if it's got the fan base hype, I can't complain. And I feel the exact same way. I'm not going to complain about this if that's what the fan base feels.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Let's move.
I'm about to put up that match that I was telling you guys about in the chat right now.
Okay. Now, I guess this would be a good time to transition into WWE, but I'm going to let Sean lead this one off because I want to know what he thought about this as far as it gets into with Jimmy Uso and his character work.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to try and maintain my composure on this one. Very difficult. Jimmy Uso turning on Jey was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. We all know how I feel about that. But you would hope that it would put Jey in a position to capitalize on what I think is probably one of the biggest streaks of being over that we've ever seen from a tag team wrestler breaking out from a tag team. Unfortunately, WWE is dropping the ball on that. And Jey Uso is starting to fall into the shadows, if that makes any sense. He's Cody's tag team partner. He's coming out first during these little things mean something, Conrad. He's coming out first during tag team matches. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know what? Are we starting to lose steam on Jey Uso? Now, when he comes out, he's pumping up the crowd. Everybody's putting their hands in the air and all that good stuff. It's still working. But I think that Jey Uso, and we talked about it before ad nauseum about why he can't be champion, but, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, man, Jey Uso is what was in the World Championship conversation. And even though he's not going to be Universal Champion, I still think he could be WWE World Heavyweight Champion on Raw. That secondary world title. And I think that what they're doing right now is they're putting him in a box. And they're putting him in a position where he's only going to be second tier. I don't like it. I think WWE's dropping the ball. But then again, at the end of the day, WWE dropping the ball is something I'm very used to. WWE drops the ball. That's what they do. That's what their exercise is. They partake in dropping the ball on a weekly basis. That's what they do. They break up Sammy and KO for no reason. It's ridiculous. WWE does this. So at the end of the day, you got Jimmy out here looking stupid. He's funny. But like now he's a clown. Okay? He's a clown. He's sitting up here doing the Cabbage Patch and singing and doing stuff. And he's funny. I like Jimmy Uso. But at the end of the day, what does it all mean? And now Jey Uso, I think, is starting to flounder a little bit. Everybody in this chat knows that I am Jey Uso's #1 fan. And I was the Usos' #1 fan. By the way, get your main event Jey Uso t-shirts on Threadless, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly Threadless. I made a main event day one-ish t-shirt. Make sure you go get one. At the end of the day, though, Jey Uso, it's not working. You are floundering this young man. You're putting him in a position where he could have been world champion, and now it's going to be when this whole thing is said and done. To put a stamp on this, Conrad, when this whole thing is said and done, what will he have accomplished? He's the only man in history to be a 2-time undisputed tag team champion. Well, he was. Now the Judgment Day can both say that as well. They're now 2-time unified tag team champions. And at the end of the day, are we going to talk about United States championships? Are we going to talk about Intercontinental championships? Maybe he wins Money in the Bank election. That whole idea of him winning the Royal Rumble, that's out the window. Jey Uso has gone through this metamorphosis of going from a tag team star to literally, like I said, at Money in the Bank, they were hotter than fish grease. There was nobody hotter correct me if I'm wrong, Conrad, your opinion counts. There was nobody hotter in the industry than the Usos at Money in the Bank. Going into that next SmackDown, the Usos were on fire. And all WWE has done since then is not fan the flames, because the fans with flames are bigger. They've never done nothing but snuff the flames out. Jey Uso should be in the World Championship picture. That would be a good idea. But you know what that means.
I like that I gave Sean the floor for that. It got him fired up. The Usos, they had their time. If they wanted to do something, they had their chance to do it. I don't think you're going to get it back now. I think people are on that road to seeing Cody Rhodes and Roman. They teased that again. I guess people are still excited for it. I give WWE credit for maintaining people's excitement for this. I feel like the old fan base wouldn't have went for this if this was, 6-7 years ago? They wouldn't have stuck around for this. They would have been upset already. But there's a lot of faith in Triple H now. Apparently he's been knighted, supposedly, by those at TKO Group, saying he is the head of creative for WWE. There will be no more Vince-isms as long as things go right, I guess. So we'll see. But you mentioned something that I've been thinking about for weeks, and I've been mentioning this, but I haven't mentioned it on the show. Jimmy Uso, you brought up his character work about him being funny. I view him as Joe Pesci in Goodfellas in this situation. I'm starting to turn on how I think this is going to happen. Now, I don't think we're going to get the reunited Usos unless it's by force, by like Jay has to do this because of what Jimmy wants him to do or something like that. I think that what is going to end up happening here is, you've seen Goodfellas, right? Am I about to spoil this for anybody who's never seen this?
I got you. I know
Spoiler alert coming if you've never seen Goodfellas for a scene in it.
I know exactly where you're going, bro.
Joe Pesci was in there, and he was the guy who would get a little too big for them britches sometimes. And he was in the rooms. Do you remember, like, when the kid made the joke? I'm ruining the movie now, but when the kid made the joke, even like, hey, why don't you? He said like, shut up to him or something. Like, he said something disrespectful to him when they were in like the gambling ring in the bar or whatever, and he got up and he clapped dude. Like, that was it. That was like, they were like, what did you do that for? You could have just talked to him. He's like, oh, he disrespected me. Then all of a sudden, look at how he talks to Roman still. Think about this. When him and Roman are in the room together, Roman's got to put him in his place. Look at the faces. We put these pictures up for a reason. Look at the faces. Even the wise man's like, yeah, you better chill out. And what happened to Joe Pesci one time? They told him, come with us. Come on, we got to go take a ride and check this out. And he goes in the room. He's like, there's nothing in here. And he knew right when they opened that door and he saw nothing was in there, he was the person that was going to be in there. Yep. Down he goes. And I think that's what's going to happen to Jimmy in this. The question is, does Roman need him as part of this? Or is this going to be how Roman, he doesn't have anyone to support him anymore because he has crumbled within?
Has Roman and or Paul Heyman, and obviously not Solo because Solo doesn't talk, have they said, Jimmy, you're back in the bloodline?
No.
It's never happened. Jimmy's the only one saying Jimmy's back in the bloodline. They are definitely going to Goodfellas and Men. There's no question that that's going to happen. See, what you're saying right now, my brother, is spot on. My issue is this. When it's all said and done, you're going to have Jay playing second fiddle to Cody, and you're going to have Jimmy whacked by the bloodline. What does it all mean? This is the point I'm trying to make is this is pointless. This whole situation has been hot. Now I'm pissed off again. See, I was trying to not get fired up about this. I know they're going to end the story. I understand that. But what does that mean for the Usos? What does that freaking mean for the Usos? What does that mean for the greatest tag team of this generation? Arguably the greatest tag team of all time. They ruined them. Jay has no purpose on Raw except being Cody's backup. Jimmy is a flunky for the bloodline that we all know the bloodline doesn't want him, and Roman's going to beat the crap out of him. This is stupid. Now, this would be a good idea, but you know what that means. If somehow, and the only reason I would go there is because they've left me no choice because of where they brought us so far. But if I was put into that writer role right now, okay, Sean, you got to take over right now. You can't go back and change anything. You have to take it over right now. The only thing that would make this salvageable is if Jimmy is secretly influencing Solo to turn on Roman Reigns. That's the only thing. If this was all a plot all along to make Solo the tribal chief, that's the only thing that would make sense. That would make any sense as it relates to being entertaining. Because anything less is going to be ridiculous. And that's exactly, that's a fantasy because you know that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is that Roman's going to turn on Jimmy, and then eventually Jimmy's going to get back with Jey. And we would have lost probably a year of top tier Jimmy and Jey for no reason.
Sean, let me ask this. This is where I'm upset. Imagine the tag division if you would have kept some of these teams together. Imagine the Usos, Sammy and KO, The New Day, DIY. I think they could have the best tag division in pro wrestling right now if they would keep them all together. The problem is,
don't get excited about DIY either. I was excited too. You're not alone. They're not going to do nothing with DIY. DIY is going to be trash this time around.
I think they're going to win the belts, but Alpha, like I said, you have teams, though. There's teams there, but they have to do something with them. And if they split these tag titles, someone help me, please. No, do not do that. Do not do that. I don't know what else to say. At the end of the day,
this is the problem I have with you. This is the problem I have with you. You know, you're a very articulate and smart guy. But for some reason, you just won't pull the trigger on what really is the situation here. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to wrap your head around it. You're trying to make it make sense. The bottom line that you're not willing to say, WWE makes stupid, creative decisions. They're a trash product. Just like they're going to have LA Knight go all the way to Saudi Arabia to lose. For what purpose? If he's going to lose, why are we putting him in the match right now? Why? Everybody knows there's no way in the world that LA Knight's winning that title. So what's the point?
I feel like LA Knight's time is doomed. I feel like, is this the temperature test check? Like I call it. Listen, Sean, can we be honest for a second? What was Stone Cold's coming out moment?
King of the Ring 96.
Do you remember what Stone Cold was doing at the next big pay-per-view, SummerSlam 1996? Do you remember his match?
Sunday Night Heat, Yokozuna.
Free for all.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Probably a worse thing. Let's be honest here. But Sean remembers he faced Yokozuna. I thought it was off to the races. You know, when WWE tells the story, and we knew right away. We knew what to do with him. Shut up, lying. Stop lying.
Yep.
Stop lying. You didn't know yet. It wasn't until Bret Hart came back and said, I want to work with him. Then you were like, oh, yeah, he's picking up some steam.
Yep.
If you put us in front of Hitman, let me stop.
Got my exact opinion of Bret Hart. Yep.
That was what they were doing, and Austin crushed those promos, and he looked like he belonged in that main event. And it wasn't enough to get him in yet, but it was enough to get him in that mix.
Mm-hmm.
And then 97, the ball rolled, and then he got hurt, and he got more over. Why on earth is everything's not going to be instant? But I feel like we're breaking up tag teams. So I saw Jocelyn had a good comment, and I wanted to go back to this real quick. By the way, shout out to whoever put "Get Your Shine Box." He got mad when they said that to him. Woo! That's a Goodfellas line for those who don't know. Deanna said it. Excuse me. It was breaking up KO and Sami Zayn for Cody. Jey and Cody is breaking the bloodline. Well, here's the story with that. Cody brought Jey over, and then Jey was the reason why KO got traded to SmackDown. Kevin Owens is going to rip their heads off, I think, in the War Games match. I think he's going to lose it on Jey
KO
Uso.
and Jey are cool now.
Listen to me, Sean.
I'm listening, brother.
Who's the reason why Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn aren't a team anymore? Indirectly. He may have not meant to do it. I was helping Jey out. I was being a good guy.
If you want to be technical, the reason that KO and Sami broke up is not Jey Uso. The reason is Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah. So then when I need a new challenger on SmackDown, he's there. So you did this to me, and it may start with I gotta beat down Sami Zayn. Maybe it's I gotta face Jey Uso. I don't know how they're gonna get into this, but they have options for a little bit. And maybe Owens doesn't want to go for it. But WWE's been trying to do longer storytelling lately, but I think it's interesting.
Stupid. I agree, Quilly. Stupid. Trying to build dissension between Trick and Mello. Stupid. Ridiculous.
KO and Sami. The Usos. You have a tag division. It's money. It's right there. Like, yo, Sean, it's like, yo, draw me money. And they're like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, we're good. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, you can satisfy your undercard. Why wouldn't you do that? This is why we get aggravated with WWE sometimes. You got to give us credit for our reasons of aggravation. Like, the tag division is there.
If you had these teams you're talking about, Conrad, you could split up the tag titles again, and you'd have quality tag matches for championships on both shows. Imagine Trick and Mello versus the Profits. Bro.
Gunther's team. You got teams sitting in NXT who should be on the main roster.
Damn right.
I forgot about what the Lover Boys were called. Umberto and Angel. Like, what are we doing?
Well, I'm not a big fan of those guys, but okay. I know what you're trying to
say. They can go, though. I'm not saying they need the belts, but they could be in your division providing something. You have so many good teams. Oh, my. Like I said, if you call up 2 of those NXT teams, you're good to go. But they don't do that. But give the Uso singles titles, they can do it. If they want to.
They want to, but that sounds like a good idea.
Pro Wrestling Shoot is not going to play around. I saw what you said about Super Chats too, bro. I may have to ask you to remind me on how to do that, but let me know, and I'll put up those Super Chats. Jimmy is going to get taken down. Yeah. Come on, E. Come on, E knew too. Solo will do the dirty work. And I hope they have a plan for him too.
Bro, remember back like 3-4 months ago when Solo for that 2 seconds said that he chose his brothers, and when he walked across the ring, the crowd went absolutely insane? Maybe that's a sign that you should go with Solo, but no, that sounds like a good idea. You know what that means.
Dig BTW, what up, G? What up, man? Welcome to the chat, brother. Appreciate you. We're on YouTube, Twitch. I think we're on Twitter right now too, so show us some love, man. I missed when that was. The Hubs, are they really? Chris told Tommy, yep, go have yourself a good fella to shot him. He offered him to save face. Yeah, he didn't have to do that, though. That was a kid, young kid. You are how I know what's going on. You two are how I know what's going on in sports entertainment. Glad we can help out, Jocelyn. Once again, WWE is the epitome of incompetence. I thought Triple H was making it all better, though, remember?
Triple H is like one smidge. Like I said, a D+ when you used to get an F seems like an A.
They did confirm that Vince's fingers were in the pie, though. His germs were. You knew after. What did we talk about the one week, Sean? It was after WrestleMania, the night at the Raw after Man. That was a Vince show to the fullest.
Yes, it was.
It's Omos. I was like, where's he been? Just crushing people. Yo, Jay and Kevin are still cool. All I could hear was Booker C telling me, "Tell me you didn't say that." Y'all remember what Conrad just said. Kevin Owens is going to blame them for what happened. He's going to say, I never trusted Jey, and it's your fault me and Sammy can't be the tag team champions. Watch. Los Lotharios, thank you. Appreciate it. I can't remember their tag names because they don't treat them like they matter.
That's a fact.
Heyman has plans for Solo, long-term plans. Okay. Blood Money 10. LA Knight is going to stay hot after the loss. I hope they have a plan.
But they don't. They don't. The following week he'll be facing, the guy that says to them, and he'll be back to normal.
You know what, though? I will give WWE props on this. I will say that last week, Sean, I don't know if you saw Gunther versus the former Jonah Rock, Bronson Reed. Mm-hmm. Banger IC title match, like a Hoss match.
Oh, they did well. They did well.
I had fun with it. It was almost match of the week until Will Ospreay and Mike Bailey decided to show out. Mm-hmm. But it was really good. Really, really well done. Yeah, I'm with you, though, on your fear for LA Knight. Like, I hope that I have faith that they're going to do this right, but I just feel like LA Knight's not winning the title right now.
LA Knight should win this match by DQ. That's the best way to go at this point.
And I saw some people mentioning things, too. I guess we can get back into this for a moment of a second or a smidge. With Punk and Ospreay possibly signing. Yeah, those were two names that TNA may want to try to look at getting. I've heard they put feelers out to both. But looking at it, and Will Ospreay did mention he would consider working for Impact Wrestling before that announcement happened. And Punk's friend Ace Steel started at Bound for Glory as well. He is back as a producer backstage for TNA. I saw some people asking about the 6-sided ring.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go back to that. Yeah.
And when the wrestlers are complaining about their bodies hurting, I don't care how different it looks. That I always felt that ring slows people down. I know that it works for the X division guys, but I don't think it works for your heavyweights. Like, it doesn't help. I remember Billy Gunn running so awkwardly in that ring when they were in the Voodoo Kid Mafia, him and BG James. Like, what? I don't know. I never thought the ring was needed. That's just me. No time for playpens, brother. He thought that was going to get him cheered, and they were like, boo.
What that guy is, man. Oh, my. I'm ashamed I used to be a Hulkamaniac.
Oh, my goodness. LA Knight, Cameron Grimes. Oh, no.
Yeah, I know that's what I think. Thank you very much, Quills. I was thinking about, I said the To the Moon guy. Thank you, Quills.
To the moon.
And by the way, he's good too, but they're ruining him too.
He doesn't get enough time to do anything. Matt Lopez.
M. Leezy Fo Sheezy.
That's that. Now you read my mind right there. Now that's some tag work.
Hey,
they'll probably break us up soon too. Don't tell WWE.
Oh yeah, that's
it. Will Ospreay versus Speedball match of the year. I don't know if I'm ready to night it with that yet, but I thought it was great. BJ said random, but we should all appreciate that we're getting so many good matches now. Gunther, Bronson, Ospreay, Speedball, Alexander Shelley, Danielson, Andrade, all in 1 week. That was a good match too. 6-sided ring isn't needed. Hopefully TNA runs the Hammerstein Ballroom. Someone run the Hammerstein Ballroom so my man M. Leezy can go to a show. He's been wanting a show there. Easy E says Anthem is going to open up the purse. They need to. If they want Punk and Ospreay, they're gonna have to go and dig into
super facts.
TNA couldn't afford Hulk Hogan, but you know who could? Spike TV.
Yep.
It's time to open up that bank a little bit. If they could do it, I'd be all right if the 6 sides came back for like a special show a year, but not permanent. I agree, BJ. That's fine.
What I say, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what BJ said. 6 sides of steel. Let's have the 6-sided ring for Lockdown every year.
They might bring Lockdown back. It's been gone for
a few years. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that's part of my prediction. I think they're going to bring Lockdown back, and I think Lockdown should be the night that they bring back the 6-sided ring for the 6 sides of steel.
Never apologize, Matt. Never apologize. I was wondering where you were, but never apologize. Good.
Yeah, it doesn't. As long as you're okay, bro. We're glad you're here.
Oh snap! Love the 6 sides. I'm gonna just act like I read that in your Iron Sheik voice. Can't repeat that. Also, y'all hear about Final Battle Honor Club exclusive? Yeah, that means they're about to try to put on another AEW pay-per-view and sneak another one in.
Yep.
Crushing me, bro. Sounds like AEW is going to do the December pay-per-view that's been rumored. I think you're right on that, BJ. The press release said TNA, they wanted to run larger, more prestigious arenas. I think that's another thing they need to do.
They need to. That's part of the problem, Conrad. I believe I've talked to you about this before. You can't have, and Bound for Glory was great, but you can't have your biggest shows in these small venues, bro. You gotta go for the gusto. Listen, question, you tell me if I'm wrong. Optics are everything, bro. If you give the tickets away 3 for 1, after, if you see you're not going to sell enough tickets, if you have to go 3 for 1, go get a 10,000 person arena. You have to. If you're going to be taken seriously, you have to. I was just talking to Joel earlier today. New Japan's running a very small venue. It doesn't work, bro. It doesn't feel the same. Unless you're NXT, which is a weekly show, and that's supposed to be an intimate environment.
I mean, it's funny, though. They get the pass over other people, though. You know what I mean? They run that little...
Well, I'm not giving them a pass on it.
I know you don't, but I'm talking greater wrestling audience.
Right, but and I don't know what it is. Maybe you can help me understand. For some reason, NXT can get away with it.
And you got to remember, too, when we're talking like New Japan Strong, that is their, like,
main event
under division of...
Right.
Because in Japan, there's only about 5-6 venues to run.
Yeah,
but they crush it in those. I guess it's a little bit different.
Leezy, I appreciate you, bro, but are you kidding me?
A lot of what are we looking at?
Breaking news.
Crown is it? What?
Oh my god! Like they suck, bro. They freaking suck.
A battle of the crossroads, folks. Yo, Shaw, your mic just cracked. That's how loud you said.
God, dog, what? They freaking suck, bro. Are you? What kind of freaking?
I got nothing.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Damian Priest and Cody for what? For what? Why? And what's next? It's gonna be Jey versus Finn? That's so freaking stupid. God,
wait, who versus Finn?
I guess I'm guessing what's next? Jey versus Finn?
Well, you know who's going over in this match. I'm telling you now.
Good Lord, man. Yo, Conrad, my hand to God, bro. You know I'm dead serious, bro. They suck, man. They suck. Are you kidding me? Thank you for the news, Emily. I appreciate that. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest? For what reason? Why? Conrad, why?
A battle of the crossroads.
Yo, WWE sucks, bro.
I don't know what the plans are with Priest and the Money in the Bank briefcase, or the Senior in the Bank. Is that what they're calling it? Senior Money in the Bank briefcase?
Conrad. No, listen, man. Listen. This is a mockery, bro. And I'm not joking, man. I know it comes across funny to everybody. I appreciate you guys. I know you guys enjoy my rants, whatever, but I'm serious, man. This is a mockery. I mean, they're putting in no thought into this whatsoever, Conrad. It's the most generic, nonsensical bullcrap I have ever seen. Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes. And like I said, I bet dollars to donuts it's going to be Jey versus Damian Priest tonight to set up for the match against oh my. Yo, I swear I didn't even see that. I swear I didn't.
That was announced before, but yes.
Conrad, my hand to God, I did not look down at the chat. I did not even see that.
Well, if Cody's facing Priest, then that means Jey versus Finn Balor's got to be the other match, right? Can Jey get over there? I can't remember if the Usos have been over there.
So they were in Saudi for when they turned on Roman.
Character development. Tozawa is now a junior member of the Alpha Academy as well. We're getting live Raw coverage right here. I'm laughing at that match because it's WWE.
Nah, bro.
And Matt Lopez has said what I have said for weeks, Sean. It's the endless black hole of same matches over and over. It's a house show at this point. I think these shows should be unseen by the U.S. like that India show, because this Saudi prince is killing the continuity of the stories to have shows for the people. Listen, they took that money. That's all I can say. They took the money. I don't know. I don't listen.
To the people that are listening on audio, I apologize for being so quiet. I'm in shock right now. I mean, just when you think it can't get any worse. Conrad, I know you like to reel me in. You think I'm overreacting a lot. That's pathetic, bro.
Listen.
They're not even Conrad. They're not even trying. They're not even trying.
But Sean, the crazy thing is they're selling out, and this is going to move us on to our next topic, though, because I do want to get into this.
Yeah, sure. Oh God.
Here's how WWE was looking before, but now they're out here selling out. And I wanted people to see this because WWE fans have been on this little high horse lately, and I just want to remind them this could happen back to you too. But we're here to talk about AEW and having empty seats in the arena. And I know a lot of fans have been disappointed, me included, in how some of these arenas have ended up looking recently for AEW. The ticket sales have been abysmal lately. They've been posting the last few years of the numbers, and you see it go from 7,000 to 6,000 to 4,000. What do they need to do to get back into the swing of things? Because I just got tickets for something else. I won't say what. Well, I will, I guess, for the intern. Paw Patrol. Shout out to the homies, but he doesn't know that. And
you're a good dad, Conrad.
Yeah, so if anybody who I actually see comes over here and says that, I will have to Ric Flair chop you on demand. So don't ruin that. But the tickets were crazy, bro. The prices are crazy for all tickets. But guess what? I bought them because I needed them. WWE is still selling out. Why is AEW not selling out? AEW is trying for you. But I feel like trying's not enough anymore. We just talked about WCW 2000. Sean, I couldn't tell you what they did for like 8 of those 12 months, bro. I don't even think they had a plan. I would have hired Sean. I don't know how old you were then. You had to be what? 15 years old in 01. I would have hired Sean just to write a show and been like, Sean, you just pick whatever you want by yourself, bro. Just keep it PG. Because that would have been better than what we were getting. There were too many people like, I got this, bro. I got this. Kevin Sullivan's over here. Let's book it like Florida. And then you got Nash trying to book like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened throughout all that time.
Bro, yeah.
So what do we do here to improve AEW? Now I'm talking to the wiser, older Sean. What do we do here?
It's hard to say because before I think I've mentioned before that I think they need to go out of their way to try and do these big signings and make sure that they make a splash, and they've done that. I don't know what really more you can do. I think the fans have been lazy, and it's really a shame. I think the fans have been lazy. You got to pay things off a little quicker. You can't let this MJF storyline linger too long. I mean, that's kind of a problem as well. You know what? I know PWS is making a little bit of a funny with that one, but that's also true. I think they need to stop focusing on these so-called dream matches and get back to storylines.
Tony Khan's a promoter, though. Promoter's going to promote. They never say it's bad. And I'm just like, but dog, was Bryan Danielson versus Andrade a dream match? It was a match. It was a great match.
Right.
You don't have to say that. You know what a dream match is to me, Sean? If you told me we were getting Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold, Hollywood Hogan, I would be like, yo, that's a dream match, bro. Rock Hogan was a dream match. That ain't no dream. Like, these ain't dream. You work in the same company.
They're not dream matches. they're good matches. They're not dream matches, like you said.
If you could get Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, I could understand using that, but
Right.
that's not what we're getting.
Brett, excuse me, you might be saying Brett now. HBK versus Kurt was a dream match as well.
Yeah. It was just generational talents. And people are saying if you can't fill, you go smaller. What do you do if you don't have a smaller arena? I'm from Buffalo, New York. Guess what we have? You're either in the big football arena, the hockey arena, or you're in I don't even know what we call it. You're in a little bar.
Buffalo Municipal Auditorium.
We don't have anything like that even anymore. Truthfully, we have smaller places. Like for music, it would be the Trelf, or you would end up going to where we went for the concert for Thundercat. If you guys see my post on IG, make sure you like them.
There you go.
And yeah, we went to somewhere. That's where Ring of Honor used to hold their shows. It's small. It's an intimate environment, but you know what I mean. Like, where else are you supposed to go?
Facts.
You have to go to the 5, 6,000, 10,000 seat arena.
I'm with you, bro. You're talking right.
You know,
You're talking.
I just don't know what to do to fill it up. Let's see what the chat's saying. BJ says WWE has not given anyone a reason to watch full episodes of Raw or SmackDown in what feels like years.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
What's the latest episode of Raw you would go back and rewatch?
Kevin Owens winning Universal title.
You like that whole Raw show?
No.
Oh, but so that's just a moment. I'm talking about what show would you go back and watch? For me, it's the Punk, where Punk dropped the pipe bomb, where he was backstage with Austin and everything.
Not even that. That was amazing. I mean, I'd go back. That's another moment I'd go back and watch. The last Monday Night Raw that I would watch in its entirety and actually go back. I mean, I've watched Monday Night. I'm very nostalgic. I watched all the Monday Night Raws, the old Monday Night Raws. But the most recent one, bro, the most recent one I would watch is the Go Home Show. The Go Home Show for WrestleMania 26. What is that, 2010 or 2011? That's the last full Monday Night Raw because you had everything going on. You had HBK getting ready to retire. Undertaker was on that show. Triple H was on that show. Everybody, like, basically it was a plethora. You had the Vince McMahon Bret Hart storyline.
Maybe Raw after Mania for 30. Maybe, and that's a big maybe because you said not just moments. You said a show that you watch in its entirety. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, maybe.
I like that Punk show though because I remember him and Stone Cold's interaction. That was really good. I just remember that night feeling different, like something felt different in the air about what they were doing. Okay. And I just remember, are you drinking on the job? Yeah. Can you say the alphabet backwards?
I could beat you up backwards.
I loved it. Stone Cold and him were. That's a dream match, by the way. Right. Don't get me started. Jocelyn said that's why I stopped watching WWE's product. It's predictable and isn't worth me watching. I can predict the other matches with the other products, but it's still entertaining.
See, y'all think I just be bugging, bro? Like, it's not even about. Like, I'm not just spazzing out. Like, I'm angry because I feel like Conrad reel me in off of this one, bro. I think WWE's making a mockery of the sport that I love, bro. That's what I think. They're making a mockery of it. They don't care. They don't give a crap.
I don't think it's that they don't care, Sean. I think they care, but their allegiance is to the money and to we used to be number one for Vince McMahon because he needed people in those arenas to fill the seats, to buy the popcorn, to buy the shirts. Sean, who cares if you buy the shirt? That's
added bonus.
That's the frosting on the cake. Thanks. I don't care about none of that. I'm gonna make money anyway. I got the sweet Saudi money deal. I got a television deal I'm working on. I've got this. They have so much money coming in that it doesn't stop. It's just a train. And that's something I think people don't appreciate with AEW too, is that they don't have as many revenues for the money. They're out there, but they're not out there. You know? McKinney said, since I was an NPC, I don't think Okada wrestling I don't want to think Okada's wrestling in half-empty buildings. I hope not. I've been building up so much for AEW issues with selling tickets. I might need to ask for you to have me on a guest somewhere to talk about this. It's so perplexing and yet not all at the same time. Consistency in stories, better stories will draw a crowd. But are WWE stories consistent and better? You get what I'm saying? Like Sean just tore down the bloodline stuff with Jimmy Uso. I don't think it's better for some of it.
No,
So Logan Paul's on Raw tonight. What brand split? Bad morale, TK and elite treatment of Punk. Yeah, that could be part of it too. You split your audience with Collision and Dynamite, and then when Punk leaves, you're like, "Oh no, everybody come back!" No, they're gone. They're gone. Dynamite live from the trial of Collision from Webster Hall. Dream match: Omega Roman, Motor City Machine Guns, FTR, and AEW. They have a lot of awesome potential in first matchups. Good competitors, but you got to build that stuff up or do outside company type matches. Yeah. You got to treat those moments very special.
I agree.
I have a graph for you guys here. I want you guys to just take a peek at the ticket changes here. Shout out to our good friends at WrestleNomics for these. They did the chart. WrestleTix is the source as well here. It's not looking good, man. Under Dynamite there, you see the quarter. It looks like they're rising up a little bit, but they're down.
It's a rise, but it's not a rise enough to be anything significant.
Look at WWE though. Like
it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Look at SmackDown's numbers. I just look at that blue line up at the top. That is crazy. That is crazy for a world champ that hasn't been seen since August. It's been 3 months. Yeah, I guess I can show.
I mean, the fact that they count this 1,000 days or whatever, it's pathetic, bro. It's absolutely pathetic.
Collision took a big dip downturn as well here looking at this. Just crazy looking at it. And look at the house show business. It went up. It's starting to dip a little bit again, it looks like, but
it went up. I see what you're saying. It went up initially.
But it's not. Listen, it ain't this no more. It ain't this. And that's where they were right before us. But I want WWE fans not to get their britches all too tight, thinking they're high and mighty. Like, take it easy, but enjoy the run. Look at NWA just got a TV deal, Sean, supposedly from the CW. That's not bad. Top 20 network. I mean, they're making moves. Impact's going back to TNA. The fruits of the wrestling labor. If WWE's doing good, everyone else should be doing good. I don't know what the issue is for AEW. Me and Derek will be covering that on Wednesday following Dynamite. But Sting, Sean, I want to end on this note with you.
Absolutely.
I didn't even tell you this. I added this in. Sean picked all the other topics for tonight, so show him some love. Hit the like button. Sting announced his retirement at Revolution 2024. I don't know what the match is. It might be a tag match. It could be a singles match. What about Sting? I mean, maybe we can save this for a topic like some of our favorite Sting matches, but I just want to get your thoughts on that before we get out of here.
I mean, look, for me, Sting is one of the greatest to ever do it. I mean, I think he's been around for a long time. I want to make sure he's safe. You got to remember that buckle bomb he took against Seth Rollins where he was really injured and really hurt. I love the way he's going to be able to end on his own terms. I think it's nice because it's going to give us a chance to have like a Sting farewell tour. And that's what it's all about to me, paying homage to the past, giving respect to the past, and looking for the future. I think Sting is a very unselfish guy. See, Sting is an older guy that's stuck around a long time, but I don't think he's done it for selfish reasons. He's done it strictly to help others. And that's why I love the guy. I mean, how can you not like Sting? Sting has done everything the right way. I mean, I like him for personal reasons. I mean, as a born-again Christian, he's very focused on religion. He's very focused on family. And he loves the business, and he's willing to do anything he can to build it up. He didn't do this last AEW run to do anything for himself. It's strictly to help the business, and it's going to be a sad loss, but a necessary loss because he needs to go and ride off into the sunset. I don't want to see him get stretched out. He deserves the best, and that's why he's going to be going out the way he's going out.
Yeah, I think we'll save a topic because I really want to get into like some of Sean's favorite matches with Sting. Sean, put that in the catalog for us when you're thinking of it. When the week is the right week, maybe we'll wait until it's like because he's not going to retire until March of next year. Mm-hmm. But we'll have to do a show one week and just talk about it because we're going to get into them Vader matches. We gotta. But I just don't know, man. I'm trying to read what everyone else is saying here. SmackDown is better than Raw. I think that's because it's 2 hours on the real. I can chalk it up to WWE just ain't for you guys no more, but the masses seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I mean, like I said, I don't put all the stock into the attendance. It's just a weird. It's a weird dynamic, man. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, and it's funny too how some key people left AEW, then all of a sudden, like they just went.
Yep.
Makes you wonder. Maybe. Listen, it's gonna sound selfish of me to say this, but maybe Punk was right about Regal. Did somebody stooge off some of the info to Triple H and told him like, yeah,
See,
this is what they're doing?
see, you're reading my mind now, bro.
And by the way, CM Punk, Mr. Bad Guy, he was at Impact's tapings and he was talking to people and giving them advice for their matches. And he was just sitting backstage.
Nobody said
Funny.
he's not a bad guy. He just needs to learn how to control himself a little more.
He didn't beat up anybody then. He didn't need to.
That's all I've ever said. Just control yourself, young fella.
Listen, I think he was sick of it. He said
He was.
Terry Funk likes me. Sting likes me. That's it. That's just an old school cat, maybe. BJ says, I do have one question. I don't know the answer to it myself and genuinely curious. Does WWE have more fan interaction before or after the shows than AEW? I think they've gotten more than they used to have with Cody. Cody's been sticking around and signing some things, but that's about it. Matt Lopez says NWA has been enjoyable lately, and I'm possibly watching the pay-per-view this weekend. I think I'm going to too.
Yeah, make sure you check out Fight for that. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, Fight's got that, and they got the New Japan show, so make sure you guys are on there checking it out and showing love. Sting versus Omega. Stop saying that, y'all. Sting is not taking no one-wing angel.
No, we don't need him. Like I said, remember the buckle bomb. We want him to walk out, not be carried out.
Now just imagine WWE with full-time champions on both shows every night. We may not like the product is giving us, but apparently the graph says otherwise. WWE is money. I hear you guys. Sting versus Darby could be. Cena's back on SmackDown. The crowd wants to see Roman, LA Knight, so they get their boost. Is Cody riding the same level for Raw right now? No. I just feel like there's nothing they can do to make people upset with Cody and some of these people. And I wonder if, like Sean said, if LA Knight loses, are people going to give up on him, or are they just like, nah, he's still our guy, you know? Because I feel like you can't do anything wrong to any of these people right now. Sting is going out on his terms, and any wrestler, that's the best way to go. That's a fact. Like the vid, thank you. BJ said Winged. The Winged Angel. Sting versus the Lucha Bros. Oh, I don't know about that either. I don't know about that. But I'm gonna let Sean close us out, man.
Look, man, I'm through with WWE. I've been through with WWE for a long time. But at the end of the day, I love pro wrestling. AEW. I hope that we can kind of rally behind them and get them a little bit the help that they need, because their attendance is really dwindling. So let's keep it alive, man. Because remember the days of 2003, 2004 when WWE didn't have any competition. Remember how fun that was? I mean that very sarcastically.
Who's going over?
Remember Triple H talking about how all Booker T does is dance, and how he has nappy hair.
Florida and wrestle.
Yeah, so we don't want those days to return. But at the end of the day, man, big shout out to the chat. Like I said, I like to call names: McKinney, M. Leezy, BJ, Easy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in here, Jocelyn, Vinny, we appreciate you. There's so many others. There's so many people in here we want to give thanks to. Quilly, of course. Deanna, appreciate you. The list goes on and on and on, man. PWS, we appreciate you. Doug, we appreciate you. There's just so many people in here that show love on a constant basis. Grillmaster, we see you, man. Thank you so much. Doug, we see you, man. Thank you so much. Diggs, we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Everybody who came out tonight, we appreciate y'all each and every Monday night. And we are back at my brother Conrad says, at our mothership time at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time next Monday night. No more dental visits, at least for a while, hopefully, for myself and Conrad. It was weird, man. Conrad had a dental visit, and then I get the call the next week for my dental visit. But we're back at our 6:05 time. It's a little ways away, but keep a notification out and keep an ear out for our special Christmas Day episode. We are not sure if we're going on at 6:05 that particular day, but we will be on. So let's think about it. Me and Conrad are in production and talking about that right now, getting our stuff together for that day. We are going to figure something out. Conrad, go.
I was gonna say November 16th.
November 16th. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys meet us November 16th on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel as myself, Conrad Renzi Ren, and my good sister from another mister, Crystal S, is going to be back on my channel as we discuss the greatest moments in Survivor Series history, the most influential moments in Survivor Series history. We're going to talk about the first pay-per-view in history where the heel was the winner of the main event. We're going to talk about the Montreal Screwjob. We're going to talk about the brand split in 2005. There's so many wonderful things to talk about, and we're going to be bringing all of our. That's what we're going to do, our exclusive Survivor Series 2023 predictions as well. So, with that being said, make sure you subscribe to Everything Pro Wrestling. Make sure you subscribe to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Follow us on social media. As people know, McKinney will tell you, Quills will tell you, Gamble will tell you, we are very interactive on social media, so make sure you check us out. So with that being said, he is the one and only Conrad Cushman. I'm your man, Sean Hubbard. I am Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. He's Everything Pro Wrestling, and collectively, we are Clash to the Podcast. Keep in mind, evil never prevails. God bless. We'll see you next week.